In scholar Duncan Snidell's words, hegemonic stability theory is a theory that says the presence of a single strongly dominant actor, a hegemon, in international politics leads to collectively desirable outcomes for all states in the international system. Conversely, the absence of a hegemon is associated with disorder in the world system and undesirable outcomes for individual states. Basically, a hegemon can help bring stability and peace. Some would even go as far as to say that a hegemon is necessary to create stability. This is because of two reasons. One, a hegemon has the political, economic, and sometimes even military influence and capacity to enforce rules across the system. And two, a hegemon can provision public goods that benefit all states, such as stable currency, secure trading routes, and international treaties by bearing a disproportionate share of the costs. Let's look at a simulated example.
So each of you represent countries, and in this hypothetical world, climate change is going to be irreversible in the next 5 years. So on the left, you are the hegemon, and you are country 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Each of you will have a certain amount of resources. The hegemon will have 500 units of resources. The other countries will have amounts that they only themselves know, but for sure, each country has less than 200 apart from the hegemon. The objective is to collectively pitch in a total of 300 resource units to fund initiatives that will slow down climate change. You cannot talk to each other. If you fail to collect 300, the world will end. On the piece of paper, please write down how many resource units you would like to give to the cause.
0.
0.
0.
300.
Now you can observe that each country gave 0 resource units, because they knew that even if they gave nothing, the hegemon would still bear the cost themselves. Since the hegemon has significantly more resources, they can afford to do this. But this is not altruistic. They did it because the cost of irreversible climate change is greater than the cost of paying by themselves. The theory would say that without the hegemony, the countries would have suffered the collective action problem. But is it actually the case that a lack of a hegemon guarantees disorder?
Now we remove the hegemon. With just the 3 of you, you must still come up with 300 resource units in order to reverse climate change. But now you may talk to one another. Figure out a way to cooperate and collect 300 total, and then write down what you will give to the cause.
I have 140.
I have 100.
I have 120.
What seems fair?
What if we all left 20 for ourselves, and then that would perfectly equal 300 resources?
That's a lot, but
I
guess I don't want the world to die.
Although this was a simplified example, many scholars argue against hegemonic stability theory, saying that cooperation and stability can be achieved even without the presence of a hegemon. Take the Nordic states, for example. Although they had conflicts on maritime boundaries and resource utilization in those areas, the states were able to peacefully resolve issues through agreements and compromise. If you take a look at the World Trade Organization, or more regionally, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, these are also embodiments of non-hegemonic cooperation. So what might all of this mean with America's decline of a central hegemony? Proponents of hegemonic stability theory might suggest that we are heading into a period of chaos. But as other parts of the world have shown, we can promote prosperity by building strong institutions and cultivating multilateral leadership. Instead of worrying about who will be in power, we should look to cooperate and provide public goods. Above anything else, the question should be, what kind of international order do we want to build together?